Ever had one of those oddly specific thoughts in the middle of the night? Like, what if the characters in Family Guy were actually held accountable for their actions in a court of law? Probably not, but for some reason, that idea sank its hooks into my brain and wouldn't let go. So I did what any overly committed internet sleuth would do. I locked myself away for a full week, binge-watching Family Guy episodes with the intensity of someone preparing to prosecute a fictional character. With a notepad in hand and legal codes pulled up on my second screen, I dove headfirst into the unfiltered madness of Quahog. The result? One thing became clear very quickly. Glenn Quagmire would be buried under a mountain of criminal charges. This guy isn't just a sleazy neighbor with a catchphrase. He's a one-man crime wave in Hawaiian shirts. If the long arm of the law ever caught up with him, he'd be racking up jail time faster than you can say giggity. Giggity googa! Not just a nuisance or a creep, but a walking case study in criminal behavior hiding in plain sight. It's like watching a crime documentary where the criminal narrates their own crimes, laughs about it, and somehow walks away scot-free. Let's start small. Quagmire's offenses begin with knowingly spreading infectious diseases. He walks around like a walking biohazard, seemingly proud of the wide range of STDs he carries.
Gotcha!
Ha! Hepatitis C!
Joke's on you, I already got it.
Meningitis!
I'm a carrier.
Gonorrhea!
Patient 0. You're gonna have to do better than that.
I don't know, Joe, that's it. We're out of known diseases.
And here's the worst part. He doesn't care who he infects. In most legal systems, knowingly transmitting diseases to others is a serious offense. Quagmire would be looking at 3 months behind bars for each incident. And let's be honest, there are probably dozens. Multiply that by each victim, and you've got a sentence long enough to forget what freedom smells like. In the real world, this kind of behavior could spark a public health crisis. And yet, in Quahog, it's just another day. But that's only scratching the surface. In Rhode Island, paying for is illegal. Procurement of services can land someone in jail for a year. Quagmire, with his history of paying for and scheduling appointments like a sleazy dentist, wouldn't last a week without breaking this law.
Chris, could you please get Hannah a thank you basket and schedule her next appointment? I'd like to see her again in 2 weeks.
Of course. Mr. Quagmire can fit in you at 3 o'clock a week from Thursday.
That works.
And you know to fast the night before?
Yep.
And would you like to leave your panties in the fishbowl for a chance to win a free lunch?
Good luck.
He operates like he has a full administrative team handling his personal affairs, and disturbingly enough, he probably does. And let's not forget his infamous celebration party for reaching 1,000 partners.
All right, kids, now pay attention. All right, these are all of Quagmire's women organized by country. There's Brazil, there's Italy, and there's Thailand. Wow, they're young. We should go.
If even a fraction of those encounters were transactional, he'd be staring down hundreds of years. The very idea of throwing a party to commemorate criminal activity, that's the kind of thing that turns courtroom trials into circus acts, complete with laugh tracks and tragic punchlines.
Thank you all for coming to Quagfest. Now, no celebration of my 1,000th would be complete without first meeting number 1. Here she is, all the way from Weathersfield Elementary School, Miss Eleanor. Do I still get a piece of candy after?
Then there's the episode where he becomes a stripper to make ends meet. He enters the world of adult entertainment with all the enthusiasm of a man who thinks he's still in his 20s. But when things escalate and he starts charging women to sleep with him, that crosses into serious criminal territory. Even if the transactions were consensual, they're still illegal in that jurisdiction. Multiply each offense by the legal penalty, and suddenly you're looking at half a decade or more in prison. And that's not even considering the health risks he brings to the table, given his earlier indiscretions. It's a cycle of recklessness wrapped in bravado and sprinkled with complete indifference.
Giggity.
I'm pulling up. You ready?
Oh, hey, Peter, listen, I can't work tonight. I'm spent. That last trick was like trying to use an empty bottle of hand soap.
But you gotta work. I set up 5 appointments. That's a lot of money.
Sorry, I can't do it. You're just gonna have to cancel them.
What the hell did you say to me?
Peter, what are you doing?
You tripping, boy? You're going out if I tell you you're going out, bitch!
Okay. What's in your pimp cup?
It's actually a wheatgrass ginger mixture. I was in the middle of a cleanse. I didn't know we'd be doing this pimp thing, but I made a promise to my body. Not great.
Quagmire's lifestyle has inevitably led to him fathering countless children, most of whom he completely ignored.
Can I help you, sir?
Hi there, my name's Glenn Griffin. I'm here to pick up my son Peter for a doctor's appointment.
Peter is your son?
That is affirmative.
Because you look a lot more like that child over there.
Daddy?
Oh, God!
Daddy?
Oh, God!
Papa?
Oh, God! Hey, there are no kids in here, right?
Nope, just me.
Oh, thank God. You want to have unprotected sex?
He avoids all responsibility, and his genetic legacy haunts every corner of the show. The number of kids he may have sired across the globe could rival the population of a small town. Imagine the logistical nightmare of calculating unpaid child support for all of them. On top of that, he once allowed his untrained daughter to take the controls of a commercial aircraft, a reckless act that endangered hundreds of lives.
You want to try? Come on, it's easy. You don't even need a college degree, which is a very scary true fact. Go ahead, you're doing great. Now roll it.
What? No way.
Don't worry, you're a quagmire. It's in your blood. Grip it and rip it.
Okay.
Atta girl, perfect. No, we're not doing that. I got my daughter with me today, you perverts.
He's not doing it today.
Ah, shoot. Another time. Probably got his kid with him.
Under aviation law, that alone would get him 1 year in jail and a hefty fine. The casual disregard for passenger safety is just another notch on his ever-growing belt of offenses. That one action could have turned into a national tragedy, but in the world of Quahog, it was just another gag. And then there's the indecent exposure. In Rhode Island, intentionally exposing oneself to cause distress or alarm is punishable by a year in jail. One delivery woman in particular seemed especially distressed after one of Quagmire's stunts, and rightfully so.
Package for Glenn Quagmire?
Oh, excuse me. I got a package for you, too. All right. Nice try, but I built up an immunity.
The psychological toll on victims of this kind of behavior can last for years, yet offenders like Quagmire move on without a second thought. These aren't harmless jokes, they're violations that leave real scars, even in a cartoon universe. Trespassing is another misdemeanor that Quagmire commits more often than some people do laundry. Whether sneaking into slumber parties or lurking where he doesn't belong, he has a habit of being where he absolutely shouldn't be.
Thanks for letting my friend sleep over, Mr. Brown.
No problem, Meg. If y'all get hungry, there's some cottage cheese in the fridge. I'm gonna get me a spoonful now before y'all have at it.
Damn it, you guys are boring the crap out of me. Stupid, mindless chatter is what it is. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna go back to my place and rent a dirty movie. This is ridiculous.
That was weird. Oh well. Hey, let's compare breasts.
Combine that with voyeurism, spying for personal gratification, and you add another few years to the sentence. These aren't just quirky plot points. They're serious invasions of privacy with real-world legal consequences. Every time he peers through a window or finds himself in a stranger's home uninvited, he inches closer to the reality of a felony.
Chris, that it has even gone this far means you are a dirtbag. Own it. In order to find real happiness, you must learn to love yourself for the totality of who you are. Portia de Rossi.
Let's not forget his fraudulent stint as a doctor. Posing as a medical professional without a license is not only unethical, it's a serious crime. Impersonation and fraud could land him 3 years in jail, and that's being generous. Misleading people into trusting your professional authority puts lives at risk. In Quagmire's case, it's just another reckless hobby in a long list. That a man so brazenly ill-equipped for responsibility would pretend to practice medicine isn't just criminal, it's terrifying.
So, did you take the pregnancy test?
I did.
And? Am I gonna be a father again?
Well, I didn't have a home pregnancy test, so I had to take one online. I'm waiting for the doctor to email me back with the results.
How do you take a pregnancy test over the computer?
Well, per instruction, I first took several pictures of my genitals and one of me peeing on a teddy bear and sent them to the doctor. He's a legitimate doctor, Stan. See for yourself.
Giggity.
In total, Glenn Quagmire would be sentenced to thousands of years in prison if Family Guy were bound by real-world law. His rap sheet reads less like a list of bad decisions and more like a criminal encyclopedia. Somehow he continues to roam free in Quahog, untouched by the justice system. But if it ever caught up to him, you can bet there would be no more giggity goo, only cold hard time. And perhaps in that silence behind prison bars, he might finally realize the true weight of his actions. Though knowing Quagmire, that might be giving him too much credit. The only justice he ever faces is fictional, and even that seems afraid to stick for long.